The discovery of a North Korean KN-23 missile in Ukraine sent shockwaves through the international community. This revelation was a stark reminder of the rapid proliferation of advanced military technology and the challenges it poses to global security. The situation is further complicated by Russia's own advancements in hypersonic missile technology, exemplified by the Zircon missile. These developments have raised serious concerns about the effectiveness of international sanctions and the potential for these weapons to destabilize regions far beyond their origin. The Zircon missile is a testament to Russia's commitment to developing advanced weapon systems. This hypersonic missile represents a significant leap in military technology, showcasing Russia's ability to innovate and stay ahead in the global arms race. Capable of reaching speeds of Mach 9, approximately 7,000 miles per hour, the Zircon missile travels faster than any other missile currently in existence. This incredible speed allows it to cover vast distances in mere minutes, making it a formidable weapon in any conflict. The Zircon is practically impossible to intercept with current missile defense systems. Its speed and altitude make it a challenging target, and existing defense mechanisms are simply not equipped to handle such a fast-moving object. Its maneuverability further complicates matters, making it a highly potent threat to both land-based and naval targets. The missile can change its trajectory mid-flight, evading interception and ensuring it reaches its intended target with precision. This new generation of weaponry has significantly altered the strategic balance, particularly in the European theater. The presence of such advanced missiles forces military strategists to rethink their defense plans and consider new approaches to counter this emerging threat. The development and deployment of the Zircon underscore the challenges faced by NATO and its allies in countering Russia's military capabilities. NATO must now invest in new technologies and develop innovative strategies to protect its member states from this advanced weapon. The missile's speed and maneuverability render traditional defense mechanisms largely ineffective, necessitating a re-evaluation of defense strategies and investment in new technologies. Military experts are now focused on developing next-generation defense systems that can keep pace with the rapid advancements in missile technology. The discovery of the KN-23 in Ukraine was particularly alarming. This missile, known for its precision and destructive capability, has been a subject of intense scrutiny by military analysts and international observers alike. This solid-fueled short-range ballistic missile bears a striking resemblance to the Russian Iskander, showcasing North Korea's ability to replicate and adapt sophisticated military technology. The similarities between the two missiles are not just superficial, they extend to their internal components and operational capabilities, making the KN-23 a formidable weapon in its own right. The KN-23's presence in Ukraine, a nation locked in conflict with Russia, raises serious questions about the missile's journey from Pyongyang to Eastern Europe. How did this advanced piece of military hardware travel such a vast distance, and who facilitated its transport? These questions are crucial for understanding the broader implications of this discovery. The investigation into the missile's origins revealed a complex web of international actors and transactions, highlighting the challenges of enforcing sanctions and stemming the flow of sensitive technologies. This intricate network involves state and non-state actors, each playing a role in the clandestine movement of military equipment. The findings underscore the difficulties faced by international bodies in tracking and controlling the spread of such dangerous technologies. The presence of Western components within the missile further complicates the issue, raising concerns about the effectiveness of export controls and the potential complicity of private entities in circumventing sanctions. These components, often dual-use technologies, can be repurposed for military applications, making it imperative for stricter regulations and oversight. The discovery serves as a stark reminder of the global nature of military proliferation and the need for a coordinated international response to address these challenges. Unraveling the supply chain behind the KN-23 is crucial to understanding how North Korea, despite facing stringent international sanctions, continues to acquire advanced military technology. Initial analysis of the missile suggests that while the overall design is North Korean, several key components including guidance systems and solid fuel propellant technology likely originated from foreign sources. This points to a thriving black market in arms and dual-use technologies, facilitated by shadowy networks of intermediaries and front companies operating in countries with lax export controls. The complex web of transactions involved often makes it difficult to pinpoint the ultimate origin of these components and hold those responsible for their proliferation accountable. The discovery of the KN-23 in Ukraine raises serious questions about the effectiveness of international sanctions. Despite being subject to some of the most comprehensive sanctions regimes in the world, both Russia and North Korea have demonstrated an ability to acquire sensitive technologies and circumvent international restrictions. This underscores the limitations of relying solely on sanctions as a tool to curb the proliferation of advanced weaponry. It highlights the need for a multi-pronged approach that includes strengthening export controls, enhancing intelligence sharing and cooperation among nations, and addressing the underlying factors that drive demand for these weapons. The players: a tangled web of governments and corporations. The proliferation of advanced military technology is not just a matter of rogue states defying international norms. It often involves a complex interplay of state and non-state actors, including governments, corporations, and criminal networks, all seeking to profit from the lucrative arms trade. This intricate web of relationships makes it challenging to isolate and hold accountable those involved in illicit arms transfers. It also highlights the need for greater transparency and accountability in the global arms trade, as well as stronger international cooperation to disrupt these networks and restrict the flow of sensitive technologies. The new arms race: shifting sands of global power. The emergence of advanced missile technology like the Zircon and the KN-23 is indicative of a broader trend: the shifting sands of global power and the re-emergence of great power competition. Countries like Russia and China are increasingly assertive in challenging the existing world order, investing heavily in military modernization programs to advance their strategic interests. This has led to concerns about a renewed arms race, with potentially destabilizing consequences for regional and global security. The proliferation of advanced weaponry further complicates this dynamic, increasing the risk of miscalculation and escalation, particularly in regions already fraught with tensions. The price of complacency: global security at a crossroads. The discovery of the KN-23 in Ukraine serves as a stark reminder that the proliferation of advanced military technology poses a serious threat to international peace and security. It underscores the urgent need for the international community to take concrete and decisive action to address this growing challenge. Failure to do so could lead to a more unstable and dangerous world, where the risk of conflict, particularly involving weapons of mass destruction, is significantly elevated. This is not a future we can afford to bequeath to future generations. Charting a course: policy recommendations for a safer world. In an increasingly interconnected and volatile world, the need for robust and effective policies to ensure global security has never been more critical. This chapter delves into the essential strategies and recommendations that can pave the way for a safer and more stable international environment. Addressing the challenge of advanced missile proliferation requires a comprehensive and multifaceted approach. This includes not only technological measures, but also diplomatic, economic, and intelligence efforts. The complexity of the issue demands that nations work together, leveraging their collective strengths to mitigate the risks associated with missile technology falling into the wrong hands. Strengthening international sanctions. Sanctions regimes need to be more effectively targeted and enforced, closing loopholes that allow for the continued flow of sensitive technologies. This means not only imposing stricter penalties but also ensuring that enforcement mechanisms are robust, and that there is international consensus on the importance of these measures. By doing so, we can significantly hinder the ability of rogue states and non-state actors to acquire advanced missile capabilities. Enhancing export controls. Countries need to work together to strengthen export control mechanisms, particularly for dual-use technologies that can be used for both civilian and military purposes. This involves updating and harmonizing export control lists, improving the training of customs and border officials, and fostering greater transparency and communication between nations. By tightening these controls, we can better prevent the diversion of critical technologies to unauthorized users. Bolstering international cooperation. Enhanced intelligence sharing and cooperation among nations are essential to tracking the movement of sensitive technologies and identifying those involved in illicit arms transfers. This requires building trust and establishing reliable channels for information exchange, as well as investing in advanced surveillance and tracking technologies. By working together, countries can more effectively monitor and intercept illegal activities related to missile proliferation, promoting dialogue and diplomacy. Ultimately, addressing the underlying drivers of conflict and promoting dialogue and diplomacy are crucial to reducing the demand for advanced weaponry. This involves engaging in sustained diplomatic efforts, supporting conflict resolution initiatives, and fostering a culture of peace and cooperation. By addressing the root causes of insecurity, we can create a more stable and peaceful world where the need for advanced missile technology is diminished. The international community must act decisively and collaboratively to address the challenges posed by the proliferation of advanced missile technology. This requires a unified approach, with nations coming together to develop and implement comprehensive strategies that address all aspects of the issue. From sanctions and export controls to intelligence sharing and diplomatic efforts, every tool at our disposal must be utilized to ensure global security. The stakes are simply too high to ignore. Failure to act could result in catastrophic consequences, not just for individual nations, but for the entire world. It is imperative that we take these recommendations seriously and work together to build a safer, more secure future for all.